Hello again, this is Stephen Jerome, and I'm going to continue reading from my third novel, The London Year, which you should pick up. I'm giving you an overview here. I can't read the juicy bits, so we'll pass over those as you'll see actually coming up. But I think the story is rich as a novel form. The reading is nice, and I'm happy to do it, and I'm happy you're following along. But anyway, here we go. Continue with part 13. As an introduction to London, Earl's Court could not have been a more telling indicator of what London actually was, as opposed to the fairy tale postcard most of the world had, certainly the one I grew up with. That was little more than a dozen iconic tourist sites and some tall, fuzzy hats. Now I didn't have time for any of it. Instead, I found a buzzing neighborhood where I heard English spoken with every possible international accent. Most of the local businesses, including the supermarket, the bakery, clothing shops, and off-licenses, that's the liquor store in English parlance. Indeed, almost every street-level business was owned and staffed by non-white immigrants, mostly the aforementioned South Asians, often slurred together derisively as Pakis. They worked much longer hours than the traditional 9 to 6, half-day Wednesday, closed on Sunday Brits, who deemed the immigrants' ceaseless work ethic as somehow not playing fair. The resentment was palpable, and not entirely undeserved. The third world graspiness had come with them, and more than once money was literally taken from my hand by the supermarket cashier before I could even hand the money over to pay. Once I was doing 3 loads at the local laundrette, jeans, whites, and coloreds. When they were out of the dryer, I laid everything on a counter to fold and pack. When I got back to the flat, I realized that I'd left my 5 pairs of jeans, basically my entire wardrobe. I'd left them in the laundrette. I raced the several blocks back, expecting the worst. To my profound relief, all my jeans were still where I'd left them, unfolded on the counter. A good 25 minutes had elapsed. In big city America, without standing guard, my clothes might have been taken damp straight from the dryer. But England's and the immigrants' basically honest character had prevailed. Earl's Court had its own tube station, above ground under a vaulting 1870s glass roof, as well as underground lines accessed down long, rattling wooden escalators, so it was very easy to get around. I stopped by employment agencies all over central London. Most I didn't even need to enter because they posted availabilities on cards in the windows. There seemed to be a lot of factory work outside the area. I had no specific job in mind, but I knew commuting to a factory wasn't an option. So I'll stop there, and let's continue with part 14 shortly. Thank you again for watching.